What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Deontay Wilder tells Tyson Fury there's nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, and you are a coward. Let me counterpunch. I can sense Deontay Wilder's wrath. Okay, he's wrathful. Okay, you could see him out fighting at night. I just dropped the video, and he is showing that he definitely wants that belt back, and most importantly, wants his revenge. So, him and Anthony Joshua both label Tyson the Gypsy King Fury a coward. Now, I don't know what made him a coward. I thought he was a thief, right? Now, if I'm Vladimir Klitschko, I could say that. He could say that. He could call Tyson Fury a coward. Why? Because Tyson Fury ducked out on a fight with Vladimir Klitschko. I don't care what the reason was, he still ducked him. He ducked that. Oh yeah, he ducked him. He tried to duck Wilder. He already ducked Wilder the first time. Remember the first time he ducked Wilder? How? He did it in 2019. And see, it's another situation where he didn't tell anybody what was going on. Nobody knew about that ESPN deal. He had a signed contract for 50-50 with Deontay Wilder, Part 2 in 2019. And what did he do? He held a secret deal behind Wilder's back and signed it for a whole lot of money. I mean, I don't blame him, but at the same time, he didn't let that hand know what the other hand was doing, right? So he did the same thing with Joshua. He had a Joshua deal going, but at the same time, behind closed doors, it was already a bombshell of new news about him fighting Deontay Wilder for the third time. Yes, he beat the piss out of Deontay Wilder, but he should have fought Deontay Wilder last year. He should have gave him that opportunity. That would have been a signed deal. We are a year behind, literally. Okay? Literally, we are a year behind. This should have happened already. That's the sad part about it. But hey, calling them cowards and stuff like that, let's talk about that for a minute, Mr. Wilder. Well, you already said that Anthony Joshua was going to offer you more money. And you were going to take it, but you were a man of your word, therefore you didn't. Being a man of your word is not a good enough excuse for ducking a fight, especially if it's undefeated. Fighting Tyson Fury did not grant him anything. And like I tell people, Deontay Wilder wanted that damn second fight with Tyson Fury to nail him to the canvas. Because he figured, you know what, this guy has no punching power. I know, because I've been in there with him. Oops. So how can you say he cheated at that point? You already been in there with him 12 rounds. It wasn't until he got his ass whooped and everybody else brought all the other stuff up as now legitimate reasons why he cheated. Come on, man. You said he didn't punch. So Wilder wanted that opportunity to nail his ass to the canvas. Right? Like he didn't really do on the first fight, like he claimed he did, and Jack Reese cheated him and all that. So that was already an excuse. So moving forward, he wanted to fight the easier opponent in his eyes. That's right. He looked at Tyson Fury, the pillow punching, feather dusting, power puncher worth of guy, and he knew that he was the guy that had that punch, and he knew, you know what? Third time's a charm. I knocked him down once in the ninth. I knocked him down twice. Another again in the 12th. This time I'm going to keep him down. That's all he wanted to do. So he admitted that, hey, I had an opportunity to fight Anthony Joshua and I chose you. But the question is, why did he choose Tyson Fury? He already said that the Lineal and Ring Magazine belts that Tyson Fury had didn't mean anything to him. He didn't care. He didn't care about him at all. He didn't want a franchise belt neither, because that's what Mauricio was proclaiming or implying. So that wasn't the case. So what else was it to fight Fury? Fury was regarded as an easier opponent, and he didn't care about the money. He didn't care about the money because Anthony Joshua was a clear threat to him. It was a clear, visible threat to him. And he knew it. Because why? Joshua can punch. And there won't be any excuses if he goes in there and gets his face punched in by Joshua. Well, I know if a fight can't be won, don't fight it. It's the art of fighting without fighting. Okay, so, I gave you my word. That's not a good enough excuse. So you stop progress because of a word? Why would you do that? Then now you have to look back at all the failed negotiations. So all of a sudden, that makes more sense. Well, maybe, just maybe, you didn't want to fight Anthony Joshua anyway. You know, you asked for this. They offer this. You ask for that. You offer that. You ask for this. So moving the goalpost to me, calling that man a coward, you got to really look in the mirror at that situation, because Wilder ducked Joshua. Fury attempted to duck Wilder. But either way, they were both ducking, and they tried, and they both ducked Joshua. But the funny, ironic thing about that is Joshua and Wilder, they're on the same side now, calling this man a coward. And then let's talk about that. Fury could have done that. Why couldn't Fury drop the belt? I mean, after all, he said it didn't matter. I mean, he ain't defended any of them anyway. So it would have been like business as normal. The only difference is you get a huge payday. But then again, would Anthony Joshua want to fight him then? That's the big $1 million question. Because it ain't about the fighter with Joshua, it's about the belt. So if he drops the belt, I think that's why he's fighting Wilder again. However, I think Tyson Fury thought about it like this. He thought like Deontay Wilder thought. Well, hey, I'd rather beat Wilder again than go in there and experiment with Joshua, because we don't know what the fuck Joshua was going to do to me. We have never fought him. I know I sparred him, once in a few rounds, and then dude almost knocked me out. So it was a backwards and forwards type of event when he sparred Anthony Joshua. So that might be on his mind when he thinks about signing that dotted line. But you're going to do it publicly for Wilder, though. Why? Because you've already done it. And it's easier already completing something, right? Completing a task when you've already done it previous. So that's a no-brainer. But Wilder felt the same way about Fury. Fury's felt the same way about Wilder. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Deontay Wilder calling Tyson, the Gypsy King, Fury, a coward. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.